In this video, we're going to go over how to add your training programming credentials into the JTED system. So you'll need to have access to the system on Illinois workNet. You'll need to sign into your Illinois workNet account or create one. And you may have to reach out to info@illinoisworknet.com to receive access to JTED. But in order to reach this area, what you'll do is you'll log into workNet. Select the My Dashboard dropdown in the Customer Support Center /IWIS icon. And that'll take you to the group search page. And from here, you can select the provider info icon, the file folder here, at the top of the page here. And then we're going to go to the Training Programs tab here. For project, if you're part of multiple projects, you'll want to select JTED. And then your organization for provider. And so then we're going to click Add Program. And so from here, we will enter in our information. The first question is, what type of program do you offer? And we have info bubbles along the way to clarify what some of these items are, but we'll select what type of program that we offer. If your organization is a WIOA approved training program, you can select this button here and select search, and you can search for your organization, and you can select that and it will apply this information below. But if you're not a WIOA approved training program, that's okay too. You can select the other option here where you will enter in the information. So the information we're going to enter is the program name. And a description of the program. So we have the provider name already entered in here. So then we're going to enter a street address. And then the city, state, and zip code. And then there's the CIP codes that we'll need to enter here. And we have info bubbles here that talk about what this and some of the other codes that we're going to be entering in here. But if you don't know them, that's not a problem. You can select this lookup CIP codes here, and you begin to enter in some information, some text, and there will be some suggestions that follow, and you can select the appropriate one based on the keywords you're entering. And then you'll select the search button. And then a list will be generated below with the title, CIP codes as well. And then you can just select the appropriate one, and that code will be entered in that field here. Up next, we have the time to complete in weeks. Let's say it'll take 8 weeks. Then we have to select the training program career pathway. And then you have to look up another code, the SOC code. Again, this works the same way as the previous one. So enter text, press search, and select the appropriate item. We can see for the SOC code that it entered the occupation below, but if we do need to edit the target occupation text, you can do so. And then the NAICS code lookup as well. And then finally, we have the enrollment information. What is your projected number of participants to serve? The program contact. And the names you're going to see in this list are your fellow team members who also have access to the JTED system on workNet. If you don't see them in the list, in this drop-down list here, then that means that they need to reach out to confirm that they have a Illinois workNet account, that they do have access to JTED. But once they do, you'll be able to see their name listed here. And then finally, we have what is the minimum age for this occupation. So we'll click next. And up next is the baseline requirements. Now, these questions are optional. You don't have to complete them if they don't pertain to your program, but We can just go over some of the questions that are included in baseline requirements. Does the agency offer a remediation bridge program? What is the target audience? What is the institution sector type? What are the goals of this program? And you can select all that apply there. How is the training offered? What are the minimum requirements to enter the program? There's math, reading, levels, education requirements, different degree levels, language as well. What is the lifting requirement for program entry? Standing requirement? Are participants required to sit for long periods of time? Which of these tests are participants required to pass? What is the minimum drug test requirement? What are the vision requirements, appearance requirements, taste or smell requirements? Can the participant have more than 3 motor vehicle tickets or instances in the past 3 years? Do they need a valid driver's license for the program? What kind of background check is required? How can the training program be accessed? And what are the primary languages spoken for this program? Again, these may not apply, but this is available for you to enter in additional information about your program. So you can, once that has been entered, or if they don't apply, you can just select next page. And then it will be time to add the credentials. So you'll select this button here, add and submit request for Commerce to approve credential. And then we're just going to enter our credential information. So we begin by entering the credential name. We'll select the type of credential that it is, the institution or owner of the credential, along with a description. And then additionally, depending on the credential, we have a few different fields here: level of degree for bachelor's, post-secondary, etc., occupations, industry, or subject areas. We can enter this as needed. These are optional, but we do have the ability to add multiple ones here. So if it was part of manufacturing, but also another industry, we can continue to select those. And we can, when we make a selection, or if we begin to type out, we can click save and add another, and we can go back and view which ones those are. And if we need to remove them, we obviously can do that as well. So you enter that information in, again, for level of degree, occupations, industry, and subject areas. And then the final question is, does the customer earn this credential or get prepared to earn this credential upon completion of the program? So you'll select the appropriate one and click save. And so we can see here that the credential has been added and it is waiting approval. You can see the approval status is pending. And then once that has been completed, we'll click finish. And it'll redirect you back here, and it may look like it didn't save, but it did. So again, you'll select project, JTED, the organization for provider, but then press this filter button. We can see in the past on tests, I have added some other programs, but the one that we just entered, the training program, we can see that this is pending. We can also see that if we click this edit and open this in a new tab for a second here, that our information has been added. And the credential has been, if we need to come back and make changes to credentials, we can, but what happens now is Commerce will review and approve your training program and credentials. And if there's any information that needs to be updated or any questions, they will reach out to you. And that covers the process for adding training programs and credentials for JTED.